WSSB, Girl TV.
Hi, I'm Zandy. Welcome to WSSB Girl TV, where we're strong, smart, and bold. This week's show is about some of our favorite Florida topics. Siobhan tells us about Julia Tuttle. Ariana inspires us with the Shark Lady Eugenie Clark. Noemi reports on National Strawberry Picking Day and interviews eye surgeon Dr. Sosha. We also share a visit to Girls Inc. by Sarasota Police Department Chief DePino. We hope these become your favorites too.
Hi, I'm Siobhan, and I'm here to tell you about a famous Floridian. She was the founder of Miami, and she has different streets in Florida named after her. Can you guess who it is? If you thought it was Julia Tuttle, then you guessed correctly. Julia is called the mother of Miami because she owned the land it stands on. Julia has Tuttle Road named after her in Sarasota, and the Julia Tuttle Causeway is also named after her, which is in Miami. She was born on January 22nd, 1849, and died on September 14th, 1898, at the age of 49, when she was very sick. She married Frederick Tuttle on January 22nd, 1867, so this was on her birthday. She had 2 children, a daughter and a son. In 1886, Frederick died and left her the iron foundry to own. An iron foundry produces iron. Iron is a metal used to make machinery and engines. She purchased a James Egan grant. It was 640 acres where Miami stands. She got the money from the iron foundry she owned. Julia asked Henry Flagler numerous times to extend his railroad to Miami. Part of the deal was that Tuttle had to give Flagler land. He then built some of Miami's finest hotels there and a railroad station. Henry Plant also connected his railroad to Miami, but that was before Flagler. When she died at the age of 49, she left a big amount of debt, which was then paid off by her 2 children who sold the rest of the land for that reason. Tuttle has a bronze statue in Bayfront Park in Miami and has different roads named after her all around Florida. For Girl TV, I'm Siobhan. Bye. (1922). She's also known as the Shark Lady. Eugenie Clark was born and raised in New York City by her mother, Yumiko Clark. Her father, Charles Clark, died when she wasn't even 2. Eugenie was swimming before she was 2, and throughout her childhood, her interest in sea creatures grew. Clark's interest in fish began at the age of 9. This was created by her mother, who bought her a small tank of guppies when she was a child. Her mother took her to visit an aquarium. She became fascinated by the fish she saw, especially the shark. She completed her Bachelor of Arts degree from Hunter College and Master of Arts and PhD degrees from New York University in 1942. By the 1940s, she was on her way to a groundbreaking career. Eugenie worked in the Red Sea area where she collected hundreds of fish species. She was a research assistant at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography and at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. Clark studied the intelligence and behavior of sharks, earning her the nickname the Shark Lady. Among her many discoveries, Eugenie Clark was the first person to develop a technique for making fish babies in a test tube. She also authored several books, including Lady with the Spear in 1953 and Lady and the Sharks in 1964, and over 160 scientific and popular articles. In 1968, she joined the faculty of the University of Maryland. She has given lectures at over 60 colleges and universities in the United States. Also, she has given lectures at 19 foreign countries and conducted summer science training program at high schools and colleges. She went on to become a world-famous scientist and pioneer in the field of scuba diving for research purposes. Her search for answers has taken her around the world and below the waters of the 7 seas. She carried the flag of the Society of Women underwater off Japan and Egypt, and carried the flag of the National Geographic Society to Egypt, Israel, Australia, Japan, and Mexico. Clark has been diving with sharks for more than 30 years. She is active in scuba diving research on fish and submarine dives. She has shared the adventures and excitement of her scientific research through articles in journals, lectures, television specials, and articles in such popular magazines as National Geographic and Science Digest. Clark is the recipient of a handful of awards. She's the recipient of 3 honorary degrees and awards from the National Geographic Society, the Explorers Club, Underwater Society of America, the American Littoral Society, the Gold Medal Award, the Society of Women Geographers, and the President's Medal of the University of Maryland. The Shark Lady says you don't have to be a certified diver to enjoy the incredible experience of seeing sharks in the water. In fact, you don't even need to cage dive if you don't want to. You can view sharks from the comfort of a boat deck and photograph them as they glide gracefully just below the surface or when they leap out of the water. Next time you think a shark is a scary creature, remember that Eugenie Clark swims with them all the time and they never hurt her. Think of them as gentle giants. From Girl TV, my name is Ariana. Bye!
Hi everybody, I'm Rachel. Welcome to Girls Inc., a place where girls learn to be strong, smart, and bold.
Strong means when my muscles are big.
Daily sports and activities at Girls Inc. help girls to be strong in mind and body. Hiya!
You're smart about choices. You don't always go along with the crowd. You pay attention in class and get good grades.
Girls Inc. makes learning about science, math, art, and technology fun. Programs like Project Bold help girls become strong leaders, build self-confidence, and teaches girls to be themselves.
I am Girls Inc.
I'm Girls Inc.
I am Girls Inc.
Hi, my name is Noemi, and today I have exciting news. I want to tell you about Strawberry Picking Day. Do you know how strawberry plants develop? Strawberry plants are harvested a year after planting. They are planted in early spring. No berries are picked during the first year. The strawberry beds are covered with straw and mulch to protect them over the winter, and to make picking easier the next spring. The red ripe berries are ready to harvest about 21 days. After the white flowers appear, do you know how to pick strawberries? You can make them look better and keep them longer when they are picked and handled correctly, because they are a very tender fruit. They will bruise and discolor anytime they are squeezed. Handle them gently at all times. When they are picking them, placing them in the container, or handling the filled containers. There is a festival every year in Plant City, Florida. It opens at the beginning of March. It's like a carnival with lots of strawberry foods, art and rides and games. There is another festival in London, Ohio. Strawberries are very healthy for you. Strawberries can help you whiten your teeth and help you fight cancer. For Girl TV, I'm Naomi. Bye.
A lot of determination. I actually had to take a number of promotional tests throughout my life. Each time you get promoted in a police department, you take a test or go through an assessment center. And I actually failed a couple tests. So just because you fail, you have to learn from those failures. When you trip, as long as you get back up, brush yourself off, and keep moving forward, that shows good character. And I brushed myself off a number of times after failing tests, but I learned a lesson each time. I found it was really important to study and work really hard. And if you put your best effort forward, and you also have a lot of faith in yourself and what direction you're going in, you can accomplish a lot. But great question. I'm going to keep going around. Yes, it's very challenging. It's challenging because it's a lot of responsibility to make sure people in Sarasota are safe. And everybody is looking to me as the chief to make sure our officers are out there doing a good job, that they're being proactive, that they're catching bad guys, but they're also being professional. And every day there's people that want to talk to me, and I don't have enough time every day to talk to everybody that wants to talk to me. But I want to talk to everybody that's out in the community, because it's important for the citizens in the community to know that I care about them and I'm listening to them and what their problems are, because the buck stops here. People want to talk to the person in charge and make sure that their concerns are being addressed. So it's very challenging. Plus, I've got 176 police officers and probably 50 civilians that I'm responsible for, making sure every day that they're doing the right things. So it's pretty challenging, but I like a challenge. I like it. I love my job. I love it very much. I have a college degree, a bachelor's degree from Salisbury University that's in Maryland. But I have to tell you, when I started as a police officer, I only had 2 years of college. I wanted to be a police officer so bad, but after I was on the job for a couple of years, I realized I needed to go back and get my full degree. One, because I wanted my daughter to know how important education was, and I felt like I was a role model for her, and if I didn't get my college degree, what was the point in her getting her college degree? And two, I knew in order to get promoted in police departments, you needed to have education and a college degree. But I also have graduated from the FBI National Academy, which is in Quantico, Virginia. Have you guys ever seen the movie, and I hope you haven't, Silence of the Lambs? Okay. Do you know at the beginning of that movie when she's running through the woods and doing the obstacle course? I had to do that. It's called the Yellow Brick Road. So I did almost 10 miles. It's a run and a Marine Corps obstacle course when I was at the FBI National Academy, and it was great training. Yeah, it was great training. It really was. So a lot of training and education goes into becoming a police officer. Plus, I went through a police academy in Baltimore. It was almost 6 months long to learn how to become a police officer. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It was hard. And when I was going through it, it was really tough. And there were days that I would go home and I was so exhausted physically and mentally because there was a lot of physical challenges. You know, you had to do sit-ups and push-ups and running. But there were a lot of mental challenges, too, because there's a lot of laws you need to know, and there's a lot of rules you have to know to follow. It's really hard to learn how to become a police officer, but it's really rewarding because every day you can make a difference in somebody's life. Every day you can make somebody feel good, make somebody feel safe, and days like today are like my happiest days when I get to meet people like all of you and talk to you and get a chance to relate with you. That's the best part of the job. It is. I've wanted to be a police officer since I was a little girl because I really respect and honor my dad. He's my hero. He's a really good police officer. He's retired now, but he was a great police officer. And he used to tell me stories all the time about what he did, how he would catch bad guys, and he was in shootouts with armed robbers and all the things he did. I wanted to be just like my dad, and now I am. And it's funny because my grandfather, he was a captain in the Baltimore City Police Department. And he said to my dad when he became a police officer, you have to retire at least one rank higher than me. So my dad retired as a major. So that is one rank higher than captain. And he was in the city police department too. And my dad said to me, you have to retire one rank higher than me. So I was like, I've got to be chief of police someplace in order to beat my grandfather and my dad. And then I became the chief in Ocean City, Maryland. And my grandfather was there with my dad, and he elbowed my dad and said, she beat us both, son. So they were both very proud of me. And now my daughter's a police officer, and guess what I said to her? You have to be one rank higher than me. And she's like, how am I going to do that? You're a police chief. I said, I guess you're going to have to be director of Homeland Security or the director of the FBI in order to be one rank higher. So she's got a lot of challenges ahead of her. I play tennis, and I like to go to the beach, and I also have a cute little poodle. I'll show you her picture later, named Cece, and it's short for Cupcake. And I have a little niece who was, at the time, she was 5 years old, and when she saw my dog's picture, she said, "Aunt Bernadette, can we call your dog Cupcake?" And I was like, Cupcake? I was kind of thinking something like Taser, or, you know, something a little tougher than Cupcake. So, you know, she's a police dog. And so I said, okay, how can I change the name Cupcake into something that, so that's where I came up with Cece for Cupcake. But I spell it S-E-A for like the ocean. S-E-A, but it is short for Cupcake. So I like to, those are the things I like to do, tennis and the beach, and I like to exercise. I love music. I feel very proud to be the new chief in Sarasota, and I feel honored that I was selected for that position. I worked really hard to get the job and to be picked out of all the candidates. It really was exciting for me, and something that makes me really happy. It's an honor because the people that chose me for this job felt like I had qualities that they were looking for. And I think some of those qualities are that I like people, and I like to go out and talk to people, and I'm a problem solver. And to be the first woman to be selected for the job as a police chief in this police department, it's kind of historical. And I never really looked at that before, but somebody said, you know what, you're a good role model for other young women, and that they can do anything they want. And I tell you, you can. You just have to work really hard. Don't let anybody detract you and send you and say you can't do that. You have to say, yes, I can, and you do the best job possible. And don't let them skip over you. Keep fighting hard, because you'll get the job.
Hi, my name is Rami, and today I'm here with Dr. Sosha. Thank you for talking with us today. What is an ophthalmic surgeon?
An ophthalmic surgeon is a big word for an eye surgeon. So we take care of problems with the eye. And there are many different problems with the eyes, one of which you'll probably be talking to me a little bit about, called cataracts, other different problems that all ultimately have the effect of affecting our vision. So as an ophthalmic surgeon, our job is to identify or diagnose those problems and to cure them, sometimes needing surgery.
What type of schooling is needed to be one?
A lot is the easy answer. But typically after high school, we go to college. Most people, when they're in college, that know they want to become a doctor will oftentimes get some sort of a degree in science. So get a bachelor's in science, or they'll get a major in biology or chemistry. But there are many people who don't know they want to go to medical school until after college. So many people who ultimately become doctors will have gotten degrees in political science or English. It really doesn't matter. But it does matter that you have certain, what are referred to as core requirements. There's a certain amount of sciences that are a must before you get into medical school, and some other requirements in math and those sorts of things. The nice thing is, even if you think you may be interested at all, but want to do other things in college, you can still take what are called the necessary prerequisites to get into medical school, which is the next step. So after you've graduated college, which is usually 4 years, you have to apply to medical school. And to apply to medical school, usually you have to have pretty good grades when you're in college, so it's important to study hard. And you have to take a test, similar to tests that kids are taking in high school called the SAT. There's a similar type test that you have to take to get into medical school and do fairly well on that. And then once you're in medical school, you spend another 4 years studying really hard, learning everything about the body and how it works, and usually working with different doctors in different specialties in what are called clerkships for a couple of years. And once you've graduated medical school, then usually you spend about another 4 or 5 years working really hard doing surgery in the eye for becoming an ophthalmic surgeon or an eye surgeon.
What is a cataract, and how do you remove it?
Great question. A cataract is simply the lens that's in our eye. So similar to like a lens in an eyeglass or a contact lens, that lens in our eye focuses light. And over the years, for many different reasons, some of the reasons being just age, other reasons are medications or injuries or different things, that little clear lens in our eye gets cloudy. And when it gets cloudy, it makes our vision cloudy. And when it gets to that point where we're having a real hard time seeing because of that cataract, we remove that cataract. So that's what a cataract is. Did you want me to also discuss the procedure a little bit?
Yeah.
Basically, when we're doing the surgery, we're removing that cloudy lens. And we make sure that the person who has the cataract is very comfortable so that they don't feel anything. And then we make teeny little incisions and put these tiny little instruments inside the eye to remove the cataract. And we replace that cloudy cataract with a new clear lens implant.
What is the laser and how does it assist with cataract surgery?
The laser is our newest and probably one of the greatest technologies that we've introduced into our field in the last 20 or 30 years. And some of the steps that we've painstakingly spent many years learning how to do with our hands and have gotten quite good at doing, we now have a laser that can do some of those even more safely and more efficiently than what our years of training have allowed us to do. So it's making a procedure that's already extremely safe and extremely effective, amazingly safe and amazingly effective.
Please tell us about Mission Cataract.
Mission Cataract is a great opportunity for us doctors at Center for Sight, where we help people in our community, and not only in our local community, but now even outside of our state, who have cataracts but don't have any insurance for healthcare. And so they're oftentimes in very tough economic spots, and they need help. And so every single year around this time, we have people from various organizations, perhaps like yours, that are trying to help people, direct people to our attention to let us know that they're having trouble seeing. And if we determine that they have cataracts and they don't have any insurance, we're happy to help them by removing their cataract and doing it for free. And we do that every year. This year we're doing about 100 different people.
What do you like about being a doctor?
I think what I like about being a doctor the best is helping people. I know it sounds like a very easy answer, but it is an easy answer, but it's true. I mean, everybody has tough days, and everybody sometimes would probably rather go to the beach or do something else or have some fun. But it's nice when you get to go to work day in and day out and work hard and work a lot of hours. But no, you're doing a good thing. You're helping people out with their particular problems, and it's more than just a job. It's often, I've told many people, I would consider it a vocation. You know, we're really there to help people, and that's I think what's great about being a doctor.
What suggestions do you have for girls who are interested in a career in medicine?
I think the first thing I would say is, number one, you know, in school, even though it seems early, you know, you might be in 5th grade or 6th grade or 7th grade or early in high school, just really important to do very well, to study very hard, to develop really good habits, regardless of what it is you want to be someday. Learning to be disciplined, you know, studying hard every day, you know, eating right, sleeping well, sometimes doing things that may not be popular. When all your friends are doing silly stuff that you say, I don't think that's a good idea, and therefore you stay away from the silly stuff and you develop really good habits. If you're early on thinking that, hey, you know, maybe I want to do medicine, it's good to talk to people like me, or if you know friends that maybe have a mother or a father that's a doctor, to talk to them, to ask them just what you asked me today. You know, what are the requirements necessary? You know, what's my best way to become a doctor? And they can help you. But probably the good old-fashioned recommendation of just working hard, studying hard, getting really good grades, and then just asking questions of people. Usually in school, you'll have guidance counselors that can give you more advice. What I can tell you specifically about women, and for years now, since I've been in medical school, which, you know, getting a little old. Now, you know, I graduated in 1997, so that was 12 years ago or so. Yeah. Anyway, I have to think about that one a little bit. Yeah. A little while ago. But my class had about half of us were girls, half were women, half were men. So now many medical schools have more women than men. So it's definitely, if some people think, oh, yeah, you know, I'm a girl, you know, I can I be a doctor? Well, of course. First of all, you can do anything. You can be the President of the United States, you can be in the Army, you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can do whatever you want. But it might be an interesting fact for you to know that there are as many women going into medicine as there are men, if not more.
Thank you again, Dr. Sosham. For Girl TV, I'm Naomi. Bye.
Girls Inc. is teaching girls not just about now and how to be a better person and how to be a better leader now. They teach you about history and how women were treated before.
It inspires all the girls to do stuff they never knew they could do. I've learned to be responsible, and I've learned to do what I need to do and to get it done.
Because it shows younger girls and older girls about the real world, how it's like.
You know when you go to school and the teachers just teach you? When you come here, the teachers teach you, but they treat you as if you're family, as if they care about you. It's one of those places where you can feel like you can be yourself no matter what.
You don't have to worry about being scared or anything.
It's just a really big opportunity for me to be here, and I just love it. Just being able to laugh out loud and being like girls.